outdoors. This T-Rex. We haven't been out this one in a while, huh? We're back in Vermont, the Green Mountain State, where everything is all white. Look at those drifts up there. We're having some winter up here. It's about 17 or 18 degrees. I've heard wind gusts past 30 or 40 this morning. On the other side, we're on the Spruce side. Mount Mansfield is on the other side. And there's a little orange in the sky, and it's snowing. Day 41 in a row with New England snow. And it's blowing pretty good too, but I think the values for the wind today are just low enough that we should be able to access all of the mountain. And the Stowe snow reporter is very happy to announce this morning 100% open. Every trail on the mountain is open, including the front four. And there are 81 inches of snow at the snow stake, rivaling that epic winter of 2018 and 19. Thanks for enlightening me on that one, Scott and Andre. I was unaware. I forgot about that 18 to 19 winter where we were making comparisons to 1968-69, which is the winter of record. More on that later. And thank you, Keith, for the comment regarding the 100-hour storm in February of 1969. We'll talk more about that. But let's just let you know that I'm going skiing. So it's 7:30 in the morning right now, and I'm going to come back and do the rest of the report a little later. But I can give you this data. Top of Mount Washington is about 0 degrees. The base is 18, so that's a pretty good elapse rate there, with the temperature 18 degrees warmer down at the bottom, and that's instability, and that means that it's like low barometer cold, but it's not really that low of a barometer. There's a little wave on an Arctic front in Maine. It's a 1021 low, so it's a weak low, but nevertheless, that's instability, and it's a boundary in the atmosphere, and that creates upward motion, and that's what makes it snow, along with any available moisture. The temperature map kind of shows that, where you have 0 degrees in northern Maine this morning, but then around here, it's 15 at the lower elevations, much colder up in the sky, and in southern New England, not a lot of wind. Radiational cooling last night got us down into the teens. And Nantucket, though, still gusting past 25 miles an hour, so still windy. Look at this T-Rex. Loving this snow. There's the ice rink. So all this is up there on the mountain right now. From last night, we had about 3 inches of snow. So that's why, look at Rex. He's so excited. Rex. But the problem is there are people walking dogs around everywhere, so I got to be careful. Look at all this. Yeah, I talked to Ryan Knapp from Mount Washington. Oh, there's the summit of Mount Mansfield. Ryan Knapp at Mount Washington says, yeah, well, we're not having that kind of snow in New Hampshire. Nothing rivaling 1969. So it's been pretty localized here with the Vermont snow. Yesterday, 24 hours ago, we got to get a Rosebud fix. We haven't had a Rosebud fix in a while. At Crotched, where about 8 inches of fluff fell. Weir and Ross yesterday. And one more before we go skiing. This morning, Darius on Cape Cod. Usually he just does one quick edit, goes out there for 15 seconds at the National Seashore, but today he did an edit. He was patient. He watched a surf rider running into the ocean, energized surf rider. The water temperature, is about 35 degrees or so, and the air temperature was 25. Combine those two, it's only 60 degree combined. My minimum is about 80. And he got the wave. Thank you, Darius and surf rider on Cape Cod. So that's what we do here. Surf, ski, weather. T-Rex finding some leftovers over there. And I'm going to go find some freshies up here. And we'll be back instantaneously. It'll seem instantaneously. First words of the day. Super Bowl. Yeah, that was fun. Well, kind of. Especially the pregame. And I'm inhaling snowflakes. My favorite ad was Harrison Ford getting into a Rubicon. So I'm not going to comment much about that. I'm going skiing. Talk to you soon, like now. Baloo, you want to go out this door? Come on, let's go out. Yeah, let's go out. Let's do some weather out here. It's now 11:30, and we've been on the slopes for, I don't know, hour and a half, 2 hours, and there were blizzards up there. Just look at this for a second. Blizzard. We got a blizzard. Yeah, that's what it's called. You can't see.
And now it has let up a little bit. Looking over here on the other side, this is the Spruce side where visibility is still below a mile, so it's still accumulating snow. It's just the fact that that Arctic boundary is here that we talked about, and the temperature's not really budging here. As a matter of fact, it might be even going down a little bit. And so we've got an air mass pressing in from southeastern Canada, and another low is going to go off south of New England. But how far north does it get? Let's go to the NAM 3K high res, and because it's later in the day, I can show you the run from this morning, and it shows this weak front, but the snow shower is not really getting that good a representation. But where it's snowing in the mountains this afternoon and tonight, snowing pretty hard, so I expect we're going to have another 2 to 4 inches anyway here around Mount Mansfield, the Green Mountains of Vermont, and a couple of those clouds will make it into southern New England. Then tomorrow, a wave of low pressure is going to go be south of New England, and we're going to have an Arctic boundary in northern New England. Now, about 5 days ago, it looked like the two were going to merge, but now it looks like they're going to stay separate. So there's that little bit of snow in northern New England, and then here comes the precipitation. I got to show this from the wide angle so we can see it from coming in from the south. And if I stop it tomorrow at 6 p.m., you see that little strip of snow from about Sugarloaf to about Sugar Bush, and that's the Arctic boundary. You see the 510 line right there. And then off to the south, what a mix, this mess. Blue is snow, purple is sleet, red is freezing rain, and green is rain. Most of that is going to miss New England to the south, so we're actually going to miss something, but it's still going to count as days in a row of snow. The audio just changed because I just unzoomed a little bit. They're playing music down there that I'll get a copyright for, so I have to just keep talking and keep the camera aimed up. And let's go keep putting that into motion. Tomorrow night now we'll have that storm just clipping Long Island to Newport, Rhode Island, to Martha's Vineyard and Nantucket. Maybe an inch or two of snow, but it's not that cold, so maybe just a coating, maybe just some damp roads here now on Wednesday morning, and that whole system pulls out. And then a new Arctic air mass is coming down in here on Wednesday afternoon. That's going to set the stage with another high pressure system coming over on the backside of that high. That's where our next storm is coming up, and this one has become more amplified, so I'm going to stick with the Canadian, even though it looks a little bit too warm in my opinion. So let's go with that pivotal weather, the Canadian. We've been using it for the last several days because we didn't like where the euro was going so wonky, generating like a hurricane storm this weekend. Oh yeah, speaking of hurricane storms, let me rewind a little bit. Yesterday, that snow we got in southern New England, central New England, that overachiever central, underachiever at the Boston area, that was a 1,002 millibar low. There's the map from 7 o'clock yesterday, Sunday morning, and now 7 o'clock this morning. 24 hours later, that low deepened from 1,002 millibars to 962 millibars. That's 40 millibars in 24 hours. Hurricane force. That's called a bomb cyclone that clipped eastern Newfoundland and Labrador last night and now is going into Greenland and Iceland, and that's pulling down the frigid air on the backside of it. That kind of pushes that cold air down into eastern Canada and New England, while at the same time that old record warmth is trying to come at us from the south, and the battle zone is going to continue with a storm or a storm threat here every 1 to 3 days. All right, thanks for your patience there. Satellite imagery too, there's that low. And here we go now with the Canadian. That storm is off to the right, so you can't really see it. So what we see is the Arctic front pressing south, and that other low coming up and just missing New England. Not that strong a low, going offshore to our south with some snow from Long Island to New Jersey tomorrow, and then new cold air advection, but kind of neutral, so kind of the same temperature day after day. And then a new high comes in here. Now, yesterday I made the mistake of calling that a weak high to our north, Wednesday night and Thursday. No, it's a solid high. It's 1037. And now the low pressure system from the Canadian is trying to track further north, so slow it down here. Wednesday night tries to bring a 990 something all the way up to St. Lawrence River Valley, and it will have a redevelopment on a front over the Gulf of Maine. So that's going to be snow to ice to drizzle in southern New England, and solid snow at the Canadian border, and a messy mix in between. And that storm is formidable, but it's pulling out pretty quickly. So on Friday, we're left with cold air advection. Valentine's Day, very windy, colder and more windy than last Friday. We're talking about 0 degrees north and winds gusting 40 to 50 miles an hour, probably about 20 to 25 degrees south. So any mix is going to refreeze solid. And then that high is in place on the backside over the Great Lakes states, and that's going to push break in half, really. Part of it's going to go into eastern Canada, and another part's going to go into the northern Rockies. And that sets the stage for Cutter again on Saturday night into Sunday. Another powerful sub 999 low, sub 1,000 millibars. And this too looks like it wants to take a track where it would bring a wintry mix after snow to a mix in southern New England, and another round of heavy snow in northern New England. And now we're talking Sunday, so this is almost the same rhythm as we had just the last 5 days, but going forward with deeper lows and longer duration storms and more available moisture. And then we take that out, real Arctic blast coming in here Monday the 17th into Tuesday the 18th, which is now 240 hours. So as we do, we stop it on day 10 to see what else could be coming after that. And you have just this crazy 1045 high over Montana and a piece of that high over into New England. We're very cold. And you've got another low coming across out of the south. And where is that? Northern Mississippi or so. And that would set the stage for another big system coming at New England around Wednesday the 19th or somewhere in there, Thursday the 20th. And, you know, I keep saying one of these days we're probably going to get a bigger, stronger storm like those ones that have been going off into the Atlantic Ocean. And I still think so, but we don't see it in the near future. I'm talking something below 990. There's Ken Forbes down there, one of the people I was skiing with. Hey, Ken, you're out the door, weather and more, whether he likes it or not. We were all out there this morning, and I got some great video of all of us skiing. What a morning it was. Took Danny out into the deep forest out there to the north of the gondola, and we found some real deep stuff. Oh, that was so gorgeous this morning. Pretty cold, too. My fingers are actually freezing right this second. And so most of the and more, that's it for the weather for today. I mean, there's so much going on. Oh, the coast-to-coast snow, right. This is now week 17 or 18. I think it's week 18 in a row of coast-to-coast North America snow. And boy, that's a long, flat flow across the northern United States, lower 48, and southern Canada. That's the cold air pressing south. The warm air tries to press north, and that's why you get that kind of flat lining there. And most of New England is in the purple. That's about a foot of snow. And then right here in the northern Green Mountains, that lighter color that I've been calling salmon, that's 24 inches of snow. So that's in addition to what we already have on the ground. And again, we're rivaling some serious snow years. Snowiest of this decade anyway, and passing middle of last decade. But we'll talk more about that history-making snow here in Vermont as we go forward this week. We're here pretty much all week, okay? All right, so that's it for the weather forecast. Now, the and more, just leaving beautiful, snowy Weymouth, Massachusetts yesterday, and our ride north, and a sun pillar coming up I-89 as it snowed, but it didn't snow hard enough to snarl our travel. Love going north when everyone's going south. And then we did watch the game last night, but I'm not going to lift any of that. You know what happened. The refs stole it. I'm kidding. The Eagles won, so congratulations to the Eagles. And I'm not going to comment. I got a lot of things in my mind I want to say, but let's just keep it weather related. And here's the and more from yesterday, and we'll talk to you again in 24 hours. And I'll show a lot more of those skiing highlights too. All right, see ya. Shoveling the sidewalks for the neighbors like I like to do. Totally call foul on this. That's when one house right there clears their sidewalk with a snowplow. It's not the owner that did it, the plow guy did it, and leaves the piles on the sidewalk. This just ain't right. Very frustrating. So this snowy period, this is a brand new development. Fairly easy cleanup. Except for the ice underneath. It's good to see that the plow team's got a payday today. Yep. And meet your neighbors on days like today. It's Charlie with his new Eco snow thrower. How's it working, Charlie? Very pretty. No drippy. Yeah. First sunshine of the day, going over the Merrimack River. It's all covered with snow and ice. Not in a hurry, but hoping to make the Super Bowl in northern Vermont.
Downstairs.
Looks like it's gonna be snowing on I-89. Love going north when everyone else is going south. Pretty. So far so good on the
pretty snowy and not snowy roads, just pretty snowy. Pretty day. There's sunshine. There on the other side of Whaleback. 420, 27 degrees. How pretty is that sky? Keep those snowflakes right up there in the mountains until we get there. That's just perfect. It's so pretty. It's a little sun pillar trying to form here. It's going past Lake Sugarbush. And it's snowing. We should just play it out with a time lapse from Weymouth, where the ground is white. It started off snowy, and I don't even know if the sun came out, but we've had a little bit of sun on this ride, and we are going to be in time for the big game. Hope you all enjoyed your weekend. Monday, great day to ski. See you up there. Oh yeah, and by request for you, Jeff, the time lapse also from Bass River, where I don't know if there's ice in the pond. I haven't looked, but snow in the yards. Everywhere in New England has snow on the ground right now. That hasn't happened in quite a while. It's reminding me, Bass River.